I solemnly swear that the Datacron user interface is up to no good. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. We're in the plan, folks, which is my weekly show to talk about things that are happening on the holotable. It's kind of a slow news week, but we've still got stuff to talk about, including the fact that I made two different thumbnails and I can't decide which one to use. You guys will, by now, already know which one I used, but I'm not sure which one. But we're going to talk about the survey that CG wanted us to fill out for the Conquest Pass, which happens to be the best money you can currently spend on the game. It's very, very worthwhile. You get all sorts of useful, awesome things. $10 for the pass, and that is, I'm kind of grumpy today, actually, for several reasons. But the Conquest Pass, I'm a little nervous that they're going to take it away from us. Like, that they're going to change it. They'll be like, oh, we apologize for giving you too much value. We've changed, we've altered the deal. Pray we don't alter it further. Or maybe pray that we do alter it further, because we apparently don't understand what the players really want. So, really want to shout out my patrons. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for everything, for all the support. I truly appreciate you guys. Everything about you. Well, not everything about you. Some of the things you do actually are, like, maybe just stop. But mostly, I actually do appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. For those of you who want to support the channel for free, all you've got to do is hit that like button, subscribe, comment, do something with yourself, folks. What would you say you'd mount here? Hopefully it's the algorithm. Now, before we get into the survey responses here, I'm really excited about this news, folks. This is more generalized Star Wars news. There are a bunch of these old Star Wars books that are part of the Legends material, like the expanded universe, which I know that to a lot of people, you might not even want to read a Star Wars book, and for those of you who do want to read a Star Wars book, you probably prefer to read something within the canon, though, I mean, honestly, Disney's canon is not as cool as a lot of the EU stuff, expanded universe Legends material, but the fact is, I grew up reading these books, and I never read the Old Republic Commandos, or Republic Commando books. The rest of them I have read, and I will say, I, Jedi is my favorite Star Wars book ever. One of my very, very favorite books ever. Not just Star Wars, but it is my favorite Star Wars book, and it's one of my favorite books overall. And it's getting released on audiobook, which is great, because I barely read books in, like, physical books. I just do audiobooks. So the unabridged version of that, see, there's like a 2-hour version of it, and it's a really thick book. And I just didn't, I will never spend money on an abridged version of a book. It's just that they need to be killed with fire. I hate them so much. Like, as much as Anakin hates sand is how much I hate abridged versions of books. They're just, they're like gluten-free cookies. It's like the soul has been removed from them, you know? It's just an abomination and needs to be killed with fire. So I'm excited about that. All right, territory battle update. So we're getting the territory battle Kron here, or Kron. I don't know why I said Kron, but we're getting the new node, and it's a special node. Apparently, we can earn GET2 on it. I don't remember. You guys can remind me. Are there any on Geonosis? Are there any GET1 nodes? I feel like they're all GET2 nodes that you get on Geonosis. So a GET2 node on the Rise of the Empire is pretty interesting. I do find myself a little frustrated. So this is on Bracca, and they're like, hey, you need these guys to be at Relic 7, even though it's Phase 2, and all the other nodes only require Relic 6. The only exception, of course, is on the dark side, where on the dark side, in the dark side, amongst the dark side, we do have the Geonosian. I can't talk, but the ocean with the geos in it, the Geon Ocean, is requiring. Gosh, I have a good English, guys. I swear I do. I solemnly swear that I have a good English. But here's the thing: geos require Relic 7 for no reason that we can determine. That, like, okay, thank you for requiring something arbitrarily, CG. That was arbitrary and also pretty dumb, but I don't know, the idea that we can get GT2 is interesting. And then of course I added the text there at the bottom, like, we wish you the best of luck. Like, what luck do they wish us to have? Like, they'd rather us be frustrated, actually. I think they would wish us, like, they would consider us having bad luck to be good luck, like the best of luck. They're like, hey, the best kind of luck is bad luck for the players, because that creates frustration and it makes people spend money. And so they do wish us the best of luck, in which case they want us to spend early money on characters so that our guild gets more GET2. I do like the idea of more GET2. No issues there. Now, I've been planning on updating the Phase 2 infographics, because I finally cracked it, folks. I know how to beat every single mission here with max banners, or waves, or whatever. Maybe not. Maybe there's like a ship battle on Dark Side or something that's just like really dumb to try to beat. But one way or another, I was gonna update my infographics. I'm considering just waiting until we get the new node, just so it's a complete map. I don't know. You guys can let me know. I was gonna do that for the next Rise of the Empire, but maybe we should wait. I'm not sure. We'll find out if what I decide to do later. It'll be a lot better infographic though. Might not look better, but it'll look about the same as far as quality, image quality. It'll have way better information though. I'll say that. And then I'll accompany it with a video guide on how to do all of these things, because people lie to me and say that they can get max waves, but I have not seen proof of that yet. Maybe some people can, but I can. I'll show you guys how, eventually. Now, here's the Conquest Pass survey, and this is why I'm nervous. First off, they don't want to know about what our thoughts about Conquest. Like, they're like, oh yeah, we know what players think about Conquest. Believe you me, we know. We know. Obviously, people love it. They spend hours playing Conquest. But why, if they're spending hours playing Conquest, are they not purchasing our premium pass? So, guys, why aren't you buying this? That refreshes your stuff more often. Like, you get more everything. Like, you get to play earlier and sooner. Like, your stamina goes up faster. It's wonderful. Why wouldn't people buy the $30 pass that gets you more stress? So first off, one of their questions, I'll show you guys all the ones that I thought were, I don't know, we're skipping a couple of them just because they're very straightforward. And honestly, I did answer all of these honestly. How often do you play Conquest? Which is hilarious, because then it says never versus every time. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I play Conquest 4. This is a little bit strangely constructed. I mean, I kind of understand what they're saying, but I don't know. Like, do some people just sit out Conquest? They're like, nope, not doing it this time. Like, I'm not gonna do it. Just, I'm playing every other part of this game, but I'm not even gonna do like a small amount of Conquest. Like, I'm just not gonna do it. Because it's on a per time. It's like per every 2 week time period. Like, if it's like never, like, you just don't log into it at all. You play the rest of the game, but then other times you push. Sometimes you do. Like, I don't know. It's not like how often do you find yourself playing this game mode per day or something. This is like, do you actually, so like a 4 really confuses me here as an option. It's very strange. All right, do you purchase the Conquest Pass Premium regularly? And I said that it should be killed with fire. And actually, this is the only one I did not submit as written. I'd copied this, and then I thought it was kind of funny to leave it, but I just said I don't purchase it. Like, the rest of my survey is fairly grumpy, but this one was straightforward. No, I don't purchase the worthless pass regularly, ever. I don't purchase it. Now, what parts of the Conquest Pass Plus are the most interesting and valuable to you? So there's a whole long list, like way longer than just the 5 entries I'm showing you. And then there's other, and honestly, the Conquest Plus Pass Plus, like it has no redeeming value to me. Honestly, like it just makes me play the game more often, because it's like, oh shoot, my energy is refreshed. I'd better actually go engage again so I'm not wasting energy. And it's not a game mode I find a lot of joy in, and I already spend a lot of time in it because I need to grind datacrons for from Conquest, datacrons for PvP modes, and so I spend way more time in it than I would prefer. I already don't like it, but I spend more time in it because I have to for datacrons. I don't have to, but if I want to be competitive with datacrons, which I do want to be, then I do. So, let's see, optional. Why do you think the Conquest Base Pass is good or bad value? It means I don't have to spend so much time in game, is my response. Because we can... If I wanted to, I could just stop at Gold Crate sometimes if I'm purchasing the Conquest Pass or the shards and stuff. Like, I can just make mission and go fishing, as they say. Like, you just make Red Crate once, and then you can get Gold Crate a couple times if you want to, and just not have to work as hard. Like, as long as you're buying shards the whole time, like the trench shards, you have to buy most of them. And I do usually just get Red Crate anyways, but I like the idea that the Conquest Pass means I don't have to spend so much time in game. That's a nice thing. It's some good value. Why do you think the Conquest Plus Premium Pass is a good deal, or a good or bad value? So, I mean, what does it get for me? I'll read it for you guys, in case some of you are illiterate, because I'm obsessed with calling you that, apparently. Conquest energy grows back faster, so I have to play the game mode more often. I already feel chained to this mode as it is, and would love to spend less time playing it. Not more time. I love that it's so expensive, so we can all pretend like it doesn't exist. Now, the final question they ask: what changes to the Conquest Pass, Base Pass, or the Conquest Pass Premium Pass would make either pass more useful for you? So, I said I would allow the Base Pass to let me sim treasure nodes, so I don't have to spend as much time playing this joy-forsaken game mode. Please make me stop playing this for hours on end just so I can be competitive in PvP. Simming bonus nodes would be amazing. Bonus nodes, treasure nodes, I hope they know what I mean. I hope they knowed what I mean. Please keep the expensive pass expensive, or possibly make it more expensive so the community can continue to ignore it. Now, I don't know, how many people here get the expensive pass? Like, you spend $10 for the good one, or you spend $30 for, like, not much else for added stress. So, because your stuff is recharging faster and you feel like you have to get your value out of it. So this was going to be good enough, but then I decided to add on to this, and I genuinely did submit this. So here's the rest. So I decided to get a blurb in on why the user interface for datacrons is so awful, just to make sure they heard that. Someone from CG has to read this, after all. Actually, you know what would get me to buy the expensive pass once? I'd purchase immediately if that act would magically and permanently fix the awful datacron user interface you've chained us to. Datacrons are surprisingly refreshing and fun, and you punish us for engaging by providing the worst user interface I could imagine. I actually doubt I could imagine something as bad as the UI currently is. I'm not nearly imaginative enough to envision plopping an unpopular game mechanic in the community's lap with no notice, and then make them hate it more by giving them a user interface that rivals DOS. At least DOS, you have commands that will help you. This user interface just leaves us with existential dread. I need to go home and rethink my life. So we'll see if that just makes them, well, we won't see, who knows, they'll probably just not read this, and what they'll probably do is just draw conclusions based on what they want to hear and not actually listen to us. They've been very, very tone deaf lately, folks, and whereas I do think that the game is in a good place on a lot of levels, I do think the CG would really benefit from listening to the community a little bit. There's a lot of issues going on right now that, I mean, they're not huge issues right now, but people are starting to get burned out in a big way. These rumors of a new territory war mode happening are exciting if we get a little bit of time crunch alleviation. We're gonna have to do this crate dragon raid here pretty soon in a time period that no one has to raid, really. Some people do, and some people really enjoy it, doing the challenge Rancor and stuff, and I mean, more power to people who like to raid. However, if we want to succeed and get the best new cool stuff, we're gonna have to engage in this raid. But how much time do we have to spend on the raid if we're already spending hours and hours on Conquest, and then we want to those hours and hours in Conquest getting our datacrons ready, we want to justify those purchases by, or that time expenditure by actually doing well and engaging in GAC and territory wars. And not to mention, we want our guild to do well in territory battles, so we're doing all the combat waves. Some of us are making infographics for the Rise of the Empire territory battle too, guys. I'll stay tuned. But they what time do they think we have to play another game mode on top of that? We have to play territory wars and some other PvP thing? Or maybe they'll delete territory wars and make a new game mode and make all of those old Omicrons that we used to have and invest in just kind of worthless. Or at least they'll shift value. I don't know, folks. I don't have all the answers. I just know that I'm feeling grumpy today, and I thought it would be a good time to show you what I really think about the Conquest passes. And wouldn't it be nice if we could sim things in Conquest? Not everything. We can work for it, some. But dear Lord, the grind of Conquest it's getting to me, folks. This time spent in game is getting to me. I realize some people say, some of the newer players especially, say I'm out of touch. I don't have more than an hour or two of content to play, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know what to say. In the end game, I spend way more in game, more time in game than I prefer. I would rather just live in GAC and then do the other things kind of on auto. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth is grumpy today.